Welcome to Sports with Marlon. This program is brought to you in association with Next TV. Horses, equestrian, horse racing, anything to do with this beautiful beast is associated with the elite and royalty. And today we have an amazing personality with us in the studio that I will shortly introduce you to. A gentleman who has been involved with doing many things that has contributed to the goodness of sport. He was the chairman of the Sugatadasa Stadium, the legal advisor to several ministers. He's contributed towards the prevention of offences relating to sport, convention against doping in sport, and contributed towards scripting even the sports policy. Today we have with us the president of the Royal Turf Club Norelia, Mr. Panduka Keerthinanda. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Marlon, for giving me this opportunity. It is a great honor to have a meeting with you with regard to sports. Thank you.
Well, the reason that we thought of having this chat with Panduka is because just after Christmas, there was a fabulous event that took place in Norelia to celebrate the joys of Christmas. And to explain more about this particular event that brought so much of happiness to over 350 kids, I'll let Panduka explain exactly how this event unfolded.
Well, Marlon, this year was a very tough year for sports because of this pandemic situation of the country. We decided as a club to have few races, but due to the coronavirus pandemic situation, it was cancelled. We had only few races for this year. So in December, basically, we have the races for horse racing in Norelia. So this time, we decided to have a charitable event instead of having a race to provide school books for the needy persons, especially for people who are in and around in Norelia Racecourse and Norelia area. It was a very successful event. We contributed school books for 350 kids, and also we gave a meal, and we had the socializing with them, and we supported their families with other needy things. It was a very successful thing, and the Royal Turf Club, as the president, I was very humbly proud to have this event organized, and it was supported by all the horse owners, especially the owners who are supporting this horse racing sport in the country. It was a great successful event, and we are hoping to do this kind of event in future. Let me explain a little bit about horse racing. This picturesque Norelia Racecourse is situated 1,868 meters above the sea level in Sri Lanka, and circumference of the track is 1,800 meters. And this was developed during the governor of Ceylon, Sir Henry Edward Macallum. That was in 1852, and they had the first Governor's Cup in 1875. And we are proud to announce year 2022, we are proud to announce that we will be having an Independence Cup, the Governor's Cup in the April season, the Queen's Cup, the RTC Magic Million Cup, and also the Mayor's Cup. We are planning to have the races for 2022 every month covering, and we are hoping to have the proper international standard level horse racing in the country. And our future plan is to get a foreign investor to develop this club to international level. And this is a sport, Marlon, where we could have sports tourism. When you take over 70 odd sports in the country, there are only few sports which will be contribute for the sports tourism. Cricket, football, horse racing, so on and so forth. So this is, if we develop the horse racing sport in the country, that will support the tourism in the country. That could be the tourism culture for the future. We could easily earn foreign currencies, foreign investment, foreign income. So it is a duty for the club as well as the sports governing body of the country to support and help the people of the area, especially the poor people, and also who are supporting the horse racing in the Norelia. This is beneficial for everyone, not only for the horse owners, not only for the rich people. Poor or as well as the rich people will be benefited, and also tourism will be developed in and around Norelia. So it's a great sport. Everyone loves this, and this is called the Queens of Sports in the world.
Wow, that was a fabulous introduction and insight, and loads of knowledge about this sport that has been taking place in Sri Lanka for many years. I believe somewhere in the 1960s, Panduka, that horse racing came to a halt. Would you like to enlighten us about why that took place and how was it revived?
Well, Marlon, according to the history, the horse racing started somewhere in 1850s, but the Governor's Cup was started in 1875. When it came to 1950s, Sri Lanka, then Ceylon, was one of the best horse racing venues in the Asian region. There was over 500 to 600 horses. We had the horse carriages carrying horses from Colombo to Nanoya in a train, and they have the racing there, and the horses come back to Colombo. The Colombo was having a venue, Norelia, as well as in Galle. So we had three venues, 365 days. Most of the weekends we had the races. So the foreign income, foreign revenue was brought to the then Ceylon. But unfortunately, due to political reasons, in 1960s, they banned horse racing. And this was reintroduced in 1981. Thereafter, Ceylon Turf Club was functioning up to about 20-30 years. Thereafter, Ceylon Turf Club became a natural death. Then most of the horse owners and the horse loving community decided to start a new club. In 2013, we implemented the Royal Turf Club, and thereafter we have been having races annually. Every year we have the races. I'm proud to say and humbly happy to say that as the president of Royal Turf Club, we are hoping to develop the sport to the highest level in the country.
Panduka, at the 2020 Olympics, it was an absolute delight and a joy to see Sri Lanka being represented in the sport equestrian.
Well, Marlon, that was done by the Equestrian Federation of Sri Lanka. That is an affiliated club in the ministry. Horse racing is registered in the country law, but we are an independent club, purely racing, horse racing. Now, equestrian has a different venues and different areas to play with the horses. So we are proud to say that a Sri Lankan born member has participated in Olympics this time. We hopefully we could see that in future many more to come. And as Sri Lanka, we must always help the sport and develop the sport to the highest level. So whoever comes forward, we are happy to support them. We are happy to give their helping hand and to develop the sport in the country. What we need is we need a proper sports culture. That is where the income comes. Right around the world, if you take Dubai, they have the sports city. Most of the sports bodies, world bodies are affiliated in Dubai. If you say Sri Lanka, ICC is in Dubai. So they don't have anything, picturesque locations. They all artificial turfs and areas, but still they develop to the highest level, international level. So Sri Lanka is a free country. We are now hopefully planning to have more international venues, sports venues. I hope and pray the Ministry of Sports will consider this situation and develop the sport, and we should be able to develop the economy by developing the sports in the country.
Oh, that's very interesting, Panduka. On a closing note, I'd like to ask you, you've been involved with the Royal Turf Club since it changed from Ceylon Turf Club, and your contribution has been immense over all these years. Now as the president, do you see yourself continuing in this role for 3 years, 5 years, long term, and also what plans do you have for the Royal Turf Club?
This is my second time I took as the president of Royal Turf Club. I will be only serving for 2 years. I want to develop to the highest level and pass this baton to another person who will take over from me. What I want is to develop the sport, not to be in positions. Being in position is a great thing for Sri Lankans. I'm also Sri Lankan, but I want to do a change. We must always help the country, help the sport, develop the sport. Through the development, we should be able to achieve our personal agendas. But the most important thing is to develop the sport and develop the sport, provide the sports to the next level. So my intention is to hold this post for only for 2 years, and thereafter there will be another successor who will take from me. Thank you.
Okay. So on that note, we come to the end of Sports with Marlon, with our guest in the studio today, Mr. Panduka Keerthinanda. Thank you, Panduka.
Thank you, Marlon, for giving this opportunity.
Ayubowan.
Bless you. Ayubowan.